Good morning, and thank you so much for watching Sunday Kickoff. I am Fidel Barraza, alongside with me, like always, Jim Martinez, Kendall Willie, Walter Stringer. What's going on, guys?
Week
Hey, pretty
eight.
good, man. Week eight, man. We are fastly approaching.
Yeah, we're almost. I guess you can say halfway through the regular season.
And the Broncos are winning right now, 14-10.
What's the score?
14-10.
Okay.
Yep, 14
The
10.
Broncos cracked 10 points.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Hmm.
there's storylines galore right now going on. The earlier reports was I think it was Dan Graziano who said that the Broncos don't win this game, Nathaniel Hackett is without a job. So the rumors are going crazy. Trade deadline approaching. So let's see what we have in store today.
Yeah, he might get left in London if they lose today's game.
That would be awful. That would be awful.
All right, guys. So let's recap Thursday night football between the Baltimore Ravens and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay started off really well. They end up losing the game 27-22, and the offense continues to struggle. I mean, the whole team. And
Yeah, that team looks. I mean, Tampa. That offense looks out of sync. Looks out of it. Our receivers not getting over. No, they brought Julio Jones back for this week. He's been out since the beginning of the season. I mean, the offense looks a mess. Tom is getting frustrated on the sideline. You see him bashing the tablets and yelling at the offensive linemen. I mean, it's been a mess there. The defense, Devin White. I mean, there was a clip. I don't know if y'all seen, but there's a clip going around with him. He's not the same player this year. I don't know what's going on here. They lost Shaq Barrett or whatnot. They half their secondary was already out with Carlton Davis, Murphy Bunting, Winfield. So I mean, it's been a mess there in Tampa. But let's not discredit Baltimore because Baltimore came in, they did good. I thought when Tampa went up, I believe it was 10-zip or 7-zip or whatnot. That it was gonna be. I think it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like a route. I thought. I mean, Tom was fired up. They were fielding and whatnot. Fournette was running that ball, but it's been bad. Lamar Jackson, he was Lamar. The MVP from a few years ago is Lamar. In Baltimore, I know they lost injuries for that game, and I think Bateman went out, but they still was able to get some reserve players in to play good, a la Duvernay and James Prochet, and what about Isaiah Likely? Came out of nowhere out of
yeah.
Coastal Carolina. So I mean, it was just a great game played by Baltimore. They defense get their defensive coordinator because their defense been struggling this year. Get their defense some credit. But Baltimore came in a great plan, and we saw the results of that. It was a little too late for Tampa to get things going.
Yeah. Well said, Kendall. I, but I'm gonna go a little bit. I'm gonna take a step further. Is it me or is the head coach Todd Bowles turning this into the Jets? I'm just saying. And I had a great conversation with a good friend of mine. Um, it's Bruce Arians. He's missing. So Bruce Arians is not in the ear of giving situational call outs to the offense. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Hey, I'm seeing this. Let's go this way. Now I want to give a lot of credit to Byron Leftwich because he's worked his way up this far, but a lot of it starts to rely on the play calling that's going on, situational football. I mean, it's just basically it's coming down to that. But yeah, they look out of sync. They really don't look good. Yeah. So
What do you
it's
think of the whole
crazy.
situation, Walt?
I talked to someone about this the other day. I think for one, that roster, regardless of some of the injuries they've had, that roster is still too good to look as bad as it looks. Offensively, defensively, it feels kind of like once Brady got there and they got that really quick microwave Super Bowl, they never really took it as serious as they should have. And this team has steadily regressed since beating Tampa that year. I kind of fell for it last year. I waited for them to turn it on. They sort of turned it on towards the end of the season, but we saw what happened. They beat the Eagles, but the Rams were able to pretty much shoot them down in the second round. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that roster. I don't think Bowles comes back, honestly. They got some big name, big price guys on that team that they got to take care of. Some guys they're going to have to move on from. The quarterback position is going to be key for them. I think what they do with that position is the most important thing over this offseason that they can figure out because there's no way Brady can be back. You know,
So I mean, there's multiple things going on with the Bucks. One of them being the offensive line. I mean, they
yeah,
haven't been healthy all year, right? They can't get the running game going. Fournette had only 9 carries for 24 yards. He had a touchdown, but I mean, 24 yards rushing, and they've been struggling running the football essentially all year long. Tom's got some personal problems, and I know people say that that's not affecting. That's got to affect them too.
He's
Change
human.
I will say
Right.
this: PFF actually has the Buccaneers' offensive line ranked at number 7. So it's not the offensive line. It's Tom Brady, and it's the OC, man. They got to get their. I'm not gonna say bad words on the show, but they got to get their act together, man.
Yeah,
But
but
hey,
you got to
can
get the
we
running game
see?
going too.
I've been thinking about this the past couple of days with Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich and that offense been struggling and out of sync or whatnot. Could we potentially see? We know Bruce Arians is still up in the front office and whatnot. I mean, is it too? I don't want to say too late in the season, but I mean, we at the midpoint. Could we see like a change? Because they got like an extra 10 days off right now. They had the early game. Could we see Bruce Arians come down and help out more? Would that be something that they'd be open to doing? To see if they
I mean,
might
is that
spark or something?
is there a reason for it though? Because it seems like it would be sort of undermining Todd Bowles first of all, and it's like,
Yeah,
well, if Bowles is if not Bowles, if Bruce is already upstairs and he's there every day, he's in the building every day, he sees what's going on, he oversees what's going on. What could he possibly come downstairs and do? Now, I mean,
well,
we've seen something like that similar to the NBA when Pat Riley came downstairs
yeah,
to take over for Stan
yeah.
Van Gundy and then lead that team to a championship. But I mean, what can he really do? What's going on that he can take care of that Todd Bowles can't?
Hey, well, look, I'm glad you brought that up, Kendall, because if you guys remember, I believe it was week 2 or 3 when they played against the New Orleans Saints. Bruce Arians was on the sidelines. Whenever Brady got shoved and Mike Evans got kicked out, it looked like Bruce Arians said, "Hey, go stand up for your quarterback." So I mean, that fired that team up, and that rallied the team to win that football game. And then since then, I think the NFL had contacted Bruce Arians and told him like, "Hey, we really don't want you on the sidelines, so you need to stay out of it." But I mean, that is a good point. I mean, if this team continues to struggle, look, the only reason why Bruce Arians isn't the head coach right now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is because Tom Brady's back. In my opinion.
I mean, how far can a quarterback get you, right? I guess to a certain degree, but they're not playing good football right now.
Yeah, they got to figure it out, or this
And
season's
when
gonna
have
be
Tom
gone.
lost 3 in a row? I think he did it once in the 2002 season with us
Yeah.
with the Patriots and whatnot, but he had not. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, they got to figure it out. All right. So since the Bucks have been struggling, first place is on the line today between the Panthers and the Falcons. Who would have thought in the NFC South? Who will end up winning this division this year?
Atlanta. I'm gonna say it right now, man. They've got the best offensive line playing that division right now. They're mauling people on a weekly basis. Their offensive line, they're running the ball on whoever the hell they feel like running the ball on. Mariota's playing the best quarterback play in that division. It doesn't really matter who the running back is right now. Everybody's getting, yeah, of course, everybody's getting their yards, everybody's getting their carries. And Drake London, the first round pick, he's played really well this season. Kyle Pitts has kind of taken a back seat. I think they're struggling really to get him consistently worked into that offense from snap to snap, from quarter to quarter. But I just think Atlanta just looks like the best team in that division. They have a chance to be 4-4 at the end of the day.
And what's crazy, somebody could possibly win that division and open the playoff with a home playoff game with a losing record. That's crazy. And the Saints are still alive. They probably, I know they got I forgot who they played today or whatnot, but I know they got a Monday.
Raiders. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, the Raiders. They got a Monday night game in a couple weeks with Baltimore, and with Baltimore coming off a bye, big next Monday after next. So I mean, Saints, that whole division still alive. And I mean, I thought Tampa was gonna run away with it. Was before the season when we did our predict, I thought the Saints would be a top 3 team in the NFC, but boy was I wrong. But yeah, I mean, who would have thought the Falcons though with Marcus Mariota? We haven't even seen Desmond Ritter yet, but who would have thought that? I mean, and sometimes it's one of those teams like that comes out of nowhere. All of a sudden they strike light in the ball and they get hot, and them guys like they just take off. Panthers, we were just 2 weeks ago. They was a fire sale for the team, and now they still like. If you're a Panther fan, do you want to compete for this year? Or do you want to get one of these top guys killed out next year? Then Baker Mayfield, I heard he might. I mean, he might be active today or whatnot.
Yeah,
so
he'll be the backup.
yeah, they still got Don. So I mean, dang, I don't want to be a Panther fan right now. It's like, dang, do we want to compete this year or do we want to be bad?
Great questions, man. I mean, I know we're going to talk about this soon, but I mean, let's take Malik Willis. I mean, he's going to get the start if he really lights it up today and has that, let's just say, Lamar Jackson type of effect with the Titans. Does Ryan Tannehill get his job back? Great question.
Who wins the division, Jerry?
Well, it has to be the Titans, man.
No, the Falcons. We talking about the NFC South, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Falcons. My bad.
Yeah, I mean they're running the ball well. They doing everything it takes to actually win a bad division.
I'm gonna call you the Nostradamus of East-West football, right? Because you're the one who, like, right week one said, the Eagles could be in the Super Bowl. Now everybody's talking about Eagles in the Super Bowl.
I just got to think over this little week off Tampa, they're going to get it figured out. It ain't going to be pretty, but I think Tampa, when it bought the fact that they're still hanging around here, no team has really got 5 weeks in that division. Tampa going to get it right. Their schedule they got the Rams, I believe, coming off next week.
Yeah.
We got the Rams next week. I think Tampa will get it figured out. Tom ain't come back for that. They get it figured out.
Yeah, I like Tampa to win this division. I can't see myself picking any other team. I mean, I know they're struggling right now, but I think Tampa's just a better team. They're in a funk, and I think they'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah,
we seen it happen before, man. We give these teams the benefit of the doubt.
Arthur Smith. Hey, and then Cordell Patterson's coming back, man, and he's winning with the players he has, and you put Cordell Patterson lit it up last year for the Falcons as far as a playmaker. So you add that with Drake London and Kyle Pitts.
Falcons,
the Falcons are they're playing the right type of ball to propel themselves into becoming the leader of that division. But yeah, if I'm Tom Brady, I ain't gonna put up with that. I'm gonna make sure that we win that division, but I'm going to give it to the Falcons right now.
Yeah, let's talk about a team that's not struggling, and that by I mean the Philadelphia Eagles. So they play the Pittsburgh Steelers today. Will their hot streak continue?
Oh, me and Jerry been talking all week about this game here. I like our weekly talks about some of the biggest games, but I'm going to go with Philly. I think they're going to keep it going, but Pittsburgh, they showed me some stuff last Sunday night against the Dolphins. I think they could have won that game. They dropped 4 or 5 interceptions to it. I mean, all they had to do was just I think they caught 2 of those balls. I think they win that game. Miami didn't do anything to excite me last week. Pittsburgh showing some fight, and they're still alive in this thing too. And I mean, they're a good team. Mike Tomlin coach team. Kenny Pickett got to start turning the ball over, but I love Pickens or whatnot, George Pickens. But they got some guys there. But I think if Pittsburgh lose today, I think they're going to trade off some players next week before the deadline. But I think Pittsburgh, they're going to come out today fired up. And it's a battle of Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh and Philly, both of them in Pennsylvania. So, I mean, I think that game's in Philly or whatnot.
Yep.
So, it's in Philly. It don't matter. It's still Pennsylvania. So, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with the Eagles, but I don't feel good about
it. Dude, my gut's been telling me this is a trap game all over it, man, because I'll tell you this. Them Steelers are feisty, man. Kenny Pickett throwing the ball all over, man. He's not one of them. I mean, he's what you want in a quarterback. He throws it outside, throws it inside.
Eagles are coming off a bye, though. I forgot about that, though.
He's able to go through his progressions, and he's not afraid, man. He's going to take some chances. He will air that thing out. He has a lot of trust in George Pickens right now, and Deontay Johnson. So this is a trap game for the Eagles, man. I think the Eagles, though, their offensive line currently ranked 1 on PFF's. Their offensive line is currently ranked number 1 in the NFL. So, you add that with their defense, they should win. They should win, but it feels like a trap game.
And also, too, kind of lost in all that is that they traded for Robert Quinn from Chicago. So that's definitely going to help out that defense as well.
Yeah, I don't think Pittsburgh really stands a chance. They played a pretty decent game week 1 against Cincinnati, but since then things have been pretty ugly and pretty downhill. I think Philly's legit. I think if they're going to have a trap game, it won't be this one. They know who Pittsburgh is. They know what Pittsburgh brings to the table, and I think they're going to take Pittsburgh serious. We spoke about this, I think, a few weeks ago. I think if there's going to be any trap games for Philadelphia, you may start looking in a few weeks, maybe at Houston. As crazy as that may sound to some people.
Football next week.
Yeah, as crazy as it may sound to some people, teams have a situation, an issue with going to Houston and playing bad.
I
You
will
know,
say,
it's yeah.
and in my defense, I will say, that was just like what I was saying. The real trap game I see this week is the Giants and the Seahawks, man. Like
Well, I
Seahawks,
think both of those teams are kind of good.
yeah, but
So
they're playing in Seattle. We
Yeah.
already know the 12th man how it gets there. So but get back on subject. With that, the Eagles are right now. They should be the front. They should be the team that is there. But dang, how long can you be undefeated? You know what I mean? Before it starts
Yeah.
getting to your
well,
head.
I think they're going to stick to what they really do. You know, they run the ball between the tackles better than any team in the league. Pittsburgh really struggles with that. So I think if Philly sticks to what they do,
Don't they
and
get
they
TJ Watt back today? Hurt?
what
I
TJ
think
Watt.
didn't
I don't know. I didn't see that.
I know he
Possibly.
was back on. They activated him to get back to practice. I don't know if they're gonna be active for the game.
I think
I
I'll
think when
probably
they
give
get
him another week.
they
Yeah.
got that 21-day window, but I know he did go back to get back to practice this week.
Yeah, I like the Eagles to win today. I like the Eagles to win by 10. I think Kenny Pickett's going to have some turnovers. I mean, look, he's a rookie. We saw that last week late in the game against the Miami Dolphins. But look, Pittsburgh knew what could possibly happen with the rookie quarterback. He's going to make mistakes, but he's going to learn, and he'll be much better for it next season. And real quick, I don't think the Eagles are done yet trading for players. Been a lot of rumors out there that they want to trade for Alvin Kamara, and the Saints will listen if they can get the first round draft pick back. So who knows? But if they get Alvin Kamara, this team is going to be even better than what they are right now.
And the trade deadline that is Tuesday, correct? Or
Tuesday,
Wednesday?
November the
Yes.
2nd. Or November the 1st, I'm sorry. All right. What games are you guys looking forward to the most today?
Let's get to the Meadowlands, man. I'm gonna go with the Jets versus the New England Patriots. Big game for the Patriots. Big game for both teams. Jets are playing some good ball right now. Patriots coming off an embarrassing loss Monday night. But yeah, that's the game I'm looking forward to. This the Jets and the Patriots. I mean, the Jets. This is your time. Patriots have beat you 12 straight times. If you're gonna get on them and get a foot on them, the time is now. If you can't beat them, you ain't gonna beat them. So the time is now for the New York Jets. I like what Robert Saleh and company and Douglas is doing there in New York. They're building a nice in that defense. It's for real. They do got a lot of injuries today, but that's the game I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stick with what I was saying earlier. Giants versus Seahawks. I can add the 49ers and Rams to that. Packers need to win. 49ers and Packers, they really need wins, man. But Packers against the Bills, I don't see them being able to put together a good offensive play call to get going and a win against the Bills that are red hot right now. So we'll see. And then of course the Bengals and the Browns. The Bengals, if the Bengals really want to solidify, that they're or to get at the top of their division, they gotta beat the Browns today. So those are some good games that of course we will be looking at.
All right. I'm going to go with the Rams 49ers since nobody else really touched on it, so I'll touch on it. I think this is a huge game for Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. Stafford has played very poorly this season. You're looking at 6 touchdowns and 8 interceptions through almost the first half of the season. This is a team that has a -5 turnover differential, and they're 31st in the league in rushing. So you're looking at a situation where you're turning the ball over at a high rate, and you also can't maintain drives because you can't run the football. So that's pretty much a recipe for a team to fizzle out, I think, and not make the playoffs. They have to figure out some way to tone that offense down, build some plays, build some drives, sustain some drives, and be able to run the football. Because right now, defensively, they're fine. I think they're middle of the pack right now in points given up. They're around 15th in the league. Pretty much every other category, they're right where they should be. They're top 10 in almost every other defensive category. It's the offense right now. So if they lose today, they're looking at losing 10 out of their last 11, I believe. Is it to the Rams? To the 49ers? So what are the Rams going to do? Is McVay going to prove it? Because it looks bad. Because the first thing we're going to hear tomorrow morning if McVay and the Rams lose today is what's going on with him. And he's a choker, and the Rams are this and the Rams are that.
Yeah, they don't look good out there. And I think Matthew Stafford, I think that injury is still bothering him. And I know that's one of the reasons why they haven't won these games, but I think that's going to be an issue still. And I think it's going to probably require surgery after the season's over. But I mean, who knows? Look, there's been speculation, that they were in for Christian McCaffrey a couple weeks back, but the Niners outbidded them. So, I mean, I think they're going to end up trading for a running back before the trade deadline's over.
They're going to utilize him, Jerry?
The 49ers need to win, man. They need to win.
Yeah, they do.
If you look defensively, they're allowing 19 points a game, but right now you can see the struggles are on offense because they're only let me see just to double check, they're only averaging 20 points a game so
Good
far.
old Jimmy G.
This season. So it's tough, man. It's a tough situation that they should win, but the Rams are the defending champs.
I do think the Deebo Samuel injury is going to hurt him or whatnot, though.
Maybe Brandon you can step in, but we'll see.
What is Deebo dealing with? Is it a calf? What is he?
I think it's a hamstring. If I'm not I could be wrong, but he got hurt last week. So the game I'm looking forward to the most, obviously, besides the Raiders and Saints, is Packers and Bills. Bills coming off a bye week. They get their start corner and Tre'Davious White back tonight. Packers, of course, we know they're struggling. I mean, what's the bigger word for struggling?
Trey White is back tonight.
They should. I know he's active, so I think he might get some snaps in tonight for sure. So,
Okay.
but look, I mean, Packers have been struggling the last 3 weeks. I mean, they need a win really bad, but it's not going to be easy going against a Buffalo Bills team coming off a bye week, playing at home and on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, and Green Bay defense hasn't been in much of a ride home, but I thought they coming into the season they'd be much better than what they played. Man, I don't know. Green Bay's lost three in a row, I believe. Giants, Jets, and Washington, I believe that's who it was. Yeah, like that's it's not the right time. I know Rodgers said some stuff post game last week about everybody's not gonna they're gonna count us out and stuff like that. And that's good to rally your team around it. But at the end of the day, you got to have the guys too. You have to have this guy. We can sit here and motivate us and have all these speeches and stuff, but at the end of the day, you still have to go out there and play. And this is a different animal on the other side of the field in Buffalo. I'm telling you.
And really quick, Alan Lazard is going to be out tonight too. So who the hell is going to throw the ball to?
Sammy Watkins, if he doesn't mess up his hamstring, he got
he might hurt it coming off the bus. I mean, I don't know.
They
that's bad. Don't be that.
No. Yeah, I like Sammy Watkins. I like Sammy Watkins from Clemson and whatnot, but
yeah, the one from Clemson, not the one for the Green Bay Packers.
Well, maybe it might be a Sammy Watkins revenge game. We do know he was drafted by the Buffalo Bills. Now
I don't see that, man.
Okay, we've seen crazy things happen. It might be a Sammy Watkins revenge game. He might got some animosity against him or something. But they're gonna leave him tonight though with Green Bay because that's a different animal across there. I do want to see the Jair Alexander and Stephon Diggs matchup. That's a real good matchup or whatnot. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't want to count 12 out though. That's Aaron Rodgers now.
Tough sledding in Buffalo tonight, that's for sure.
Well, I'm gonna count them out. Things looking kind of rough, man. I will say this. I think this defense, they're better than what they've shown the past few weeks. They just got some issues with being on the field too much. I will say, Green Bay defense is about to get shredded.
Yeah,
Walt Dollar, you might honestly be right. Shout out for listening too. You might be right.
Walter, have they not spent the last 5 seasons selecting defensive players in the first round?
Yes, they don't look bad though. I think the defense overall will be fine. The fact is, the offense is so bad right now.
I tried talking about this previously, and I said you would think with all the high draft capital that they've used on that defense, that this defense would be ranked up at least top 5 in the NFL.
Well, look how much they're on the field. Like let's be honest. I think if we're expecting, and me first, because during the offseason, I was the main one saying that this could be a top 5 defense. This could be a top 4 defense. But I also didn't expect the offense to look this bad. It's kind of in a situation where this defense, in order for them to consistently win, they're going to have to hold people to like 13 and under. And I don't think this is a historical defense. I think this is a really good young defense with names that could be really good in maybe another year or so. But they need them to be historically good right now. And that's not going to happen, man. They need Aaron and the offense. If they can start running the ball at least consistently, I think they'll be okay. They'll be able to maybe perhaps catch Minnesota, even though Minnesota has what, a 2.5 game lead on them right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
do feel a little funny about this game though, because everybody's counting out Green Bay. Buffalo coming off a bye. Nobody's gonna pick Green Bay tonight. Rodgers have been struggling. He was on the Pat McAfee show, calling out receivers or saying guys that doesn't need to be playing or whatnot. Just keep an eye on this game, man. I'm telling you, it's just it's a weird spot. Nobody's picking Green Bay. Nobody. And I know, like I said, Buffalo is clear cut the better team. But all it takes is a couple balls to bounce this way, and we've seen weird things happen. Tomorrow morning we waking up watching ESPN Get Up, or we just looking at stuff, and we're like, dang, like what happened last night? You know what I mean? And this might, all it takes is one game to turn the season. Like this might be that game. But all I'm saying, I'm still going Buffalo. But I'm still going Buffalo. But I'm just saying, like, remember I said this. I'm the first one to tell y'all, just count me on this one if it goes the other way.
So we got Walt Dalit chiming in. Both of their running backs are good. I think they should play around them. Look, I think this might be one of those games where Buffalo gets going pretty quick, and by halftime, it might be over. It might be lights out. I honestly feel like that. So just because when this team is playing at home and the offense is clicking, man, it's a hard team to keep up with and beat.
If Buffalo wasn't coming off a bye, I would pick Green Bay. I would in this game. I go to Packers.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's a huge matchup. Obviously, Green Bay needs the game more than what the Buffalo Bills do, but the Bills don't want to fall behind the Chiefs, and the Chiefs look pretty damn good. They're on a bye week. All right. With that being said, any final thoughts before we end today's show?
I want to talk about that on that Cowboys-Bears game. Ezekiel Elliott, a running back, I've always had respect for it. He's always falling forward, moving the pile. He barely gets in. Today he's missing his first game in a while. I think since last year. I think he missed my game, or was it the year before? But that guy, man, hats off to Zeke. He's a baller, man. You know, we see a lot of players around the league in college and football. They're injury prone. They always get hurt. Ezekiel Elliott, he runs hard. It's a lot of tread. I mean, he's got a lot of stuff, a lot of wear and tear on him. But the guy, like, he has been durable. That's one thing. He's been available. And like that, I mean, I can't believe I was shocked he's missing the game. I didn't see the injury last week.
It looked really bad to me. It looked bad.
Okay.
So.
I mean,
but
I'm surprised they didn't get. I was surprised they didn't pull a flag because I thought that was illegal now. Like
If I'm not mistaken, he was up in the air, right? Or when he got hurt, or was he down already?
It was
a run towards the sideline, wasn't it?
He was running, where they tackled and they hit him right in the knees. You know what I mean?
Really
but
bad.
He came back and scored a touchdown. He came back. So
I think they're at the 1 yard line, right?
Yeah.
2 yard line.
Yeah. So today to be Tony Pollard, I think who's the backup behind Pollard? Is it Davis or Harris, somebody like that?
Malik Davis, I believe.
Yeah, Malik Davis, whatnot. But hats off to Zeke. That guy, man, I've always had so much respect for him. Like, he does not get hurt. He doesn't have a hamstring, knock on wood, or it's you know, some players they always banged up or something. And he runs so freaking hard.
He does.
So hats off to Zeke, man. That guy's I'm a big Ezekiel fan. The fact he came back in that game after he got hurt.
I like what you say there, because I mean that's something that Cowboy fans have appreciated, is that he'll take a negative 1 yard run and give you 2 yards out of that. You know what I mean? So he's always been a very fierce competitor. And I remember seeing him at Ohio State doing that. So, you know, it's unfortunate because, you know, it's kind of sad. I think this is going to be his final year with the Cowboys, you know, but it'd be nice if the Cowboys offensive coordinator can get their act together to complement the defense, and maybe perhaps they can go on a run and go further into the playoffs and maybe even push to compete in the actual Super Bowl. That'd be like the cherry in the top for a player like Zeke. You know what I mean?
Does Pollard locked up after this year, or is he a free agent after this year?
He's a free agent. He's a free agent too.
So Zeke is a free agent, or they might just cut him or something like that?
I believe it's time to cut ties. He's counting $18 million against the cap. He's really putting the Cowboys in a bind. So I think they thought about cutting them this year, but the thing was it was going to be too much on dead cap space. So might as well roll with Zeke until then. So those are things that storylines that we'll talk about all offseason, right? What are the Cowboys going to do with the running back situation, and are they going to chase a running back in the first round? But because we're seeing so many teams devalue the value of a running back.
Any final thoughts, Walt? Nope, can't hear you.
I'll be unmuting myself. Good.
All right.
Just to go back to that Giants and Seahawks game, I think it's going to be interesting considering the fact that Geno Smith and Pete Carroll will push the ball down the field. Will do some play action and get the ball down the field. The Giants are almost dead last in the league in passing. Both teams run the ball very well. So I think it's going to come down to a battle of the line of scrimmage. So I'm going to go with Seattle in that game. I'm just really interested in this game. I really am, because I think if Seattle can beat the Giants, they kind of take a stranglehold on things, because, the Rams and 49ers are kind of going to fizzle each other out. They're going to cancel each other out, I think, at the end of the day. And Seattle, it may sound strange now. I know it sounded strange before the season started, but Seattle looks like the most stable team in that division right now.
I see what you're saying.
I expect another big game from Kenneth Walker III.
Ooh-wee, rookie of the year, offensive.
I called it before the season started. So.
Offensive.
Yep. All right. With that being said, thank you everyone out there for watching and listening. We'll talk to you guys soon. Enjoy the games.